Hey coffee lovers, what's the most interesting thing you know about coffee? If you're passionate about coffee, don't just stick to sipping. Let's dive into 35 fun coffee facts that will perk you up like a strong shot of espresso. Let's kick things off with a legendary tale. According to legend, a goat herder discovered coffee. In Ethiopia, a goat herder named Kaldi noticed his goats getting hyper after eating berries from a certain tree. And that's how coffee began its journey across the world. Coffee comes from the word kawa, which means wine. The word coffee has traveled the world, from kawa in Arabic, meaning wine, to kahve in Turkish, and finally to coffee in English. There were 5 attempts to ban coffee in history. Coffee was almost banned in places like Mecca and Italy because it was thought to encourage radical thinking. Imagine a world without coffee. Drinking coffee meant death for some people. In the Ottoman Empire, drinking coffee could get you beaten or even drowned. Serious consequences for a cup of joe. People used to eat coffee. Before brewing, coffee beans were ground and mixed with animal fat to create energy-boosting snacks for African warriors. Coffee can be harvested from cat poop. Kopi Luwak, one of the world's most expensive coffees, is made from beans that have passed through the digestive system of the Asian palm civet. The most expensive coffee in the world comes from elephant dung. Black ivory coffee from Thailand is another pricey brew, made from beans that pass through an elephant's digestive system. Cup of Joe is believed to have been coined during World War I. Some say Cup of Joe comes from that time when Navy Secretary Josephus Daniels banned alcohol, leaving coffee as the strongest drink for sailors. Coffee beans are actually seeds. Coffee beans aren't really beans. They're the seeds or pits from the coffee cherry fruit. Coffee trees take 3 to 4 years to bear fruit. If you're growing a coffee tree, it takes 3 to 4 years before it starts bearing fruit. Patience is key. Coffee cherries are edible. They can be eaten and have a sweet taste, but they're mostly seed with little flesh. Coffee trees can live for up to 100 years. A coffee tree can live up to a century, though it's most productive between 7 and 20 years old. A single coffee tree produces less than a kilo of coffee beans in 1 year. One coffee tree yields less than a kilo of beans annually, so it takes a lot of trees to keep us caffeinated. To brew a 6-ounce cup of coffee, you'll need about 76 beans. That's a lot of flavor packed into 1 cup. In 2022, Mexico set the world record with a coffee cup holding nearly 27000, enough to fill over 150,000 regular-sized cups. Decaf coffee doesn't have 0 caffeine. Even decaf coffee contains a small amount of caffeine, about 7 milligrams per 8-ounce cup. Coffee has no calories, well, almost. A plain cup of coffee has nearly 0 calories, just 2 per cup. But hey, watch out for added sugar in milk. Did you know that cappuccino was named after friars, whose robes match the color of the drink? Here's an interesting one. The lack of coffee can be grounds for divorce. In Ottoman culture, a woman could actually divorce her husband if he failed to provide her with coffee. Talk about coffee love. Espresso isn't derived from express. The word espresso comes from the Italian term meaning pressed out, referring to how the coffee is brewed. Coffee is the second most consumed drink globally, right after water. We drink about 400 billion cups of it every year. The USA is the world's top coffee consumer, with Americans drinking millions of 60-kilogram bags of coffee every year. Brazil produces 1/3 of the world's coffee. Brazil has been the world's largest coffee producer for over 150 years. Consuming 50 cups of coffee in 1 day could lead to a lethal overdose due to the high caffeine content. Studies suggest that drinking coffee can lower the risk of death from various diseases, helping you live longer. Java as a term for coffee comes from the island of Java in Indonesia, where much coffee was historically exported. In some cultures, coffee is enjoyed with raw eggs or butter. It's an acquired taste. Only 2 U.S. states grow coffee: Hawaii and Puerto Rico. Both are known for producing high-quality beans. We dispose of 2.5 billion coffee cups a year. Every year, 2.5 billion coffee cups are thrown away, contributing to a significant environmental impact. Coffee grounds can be used as fuel. In London, used coffee grounds are turned into biofuels, reducing greenhouse gas emissions by 80%. The largest coffee shop in the world is in South Korea. South Korea's Positive Space 566 is the world's largest coffee shop, with seating for over 2,000 people. So Starbucks has about 35711 coffee shops around the world. In 2022, Starbucks had over 35000 locations worldwide, making it the largest coffee chain globally. Bees also drink coffee. Bees pollinate coffee plants and are exposed to caffeine, which enhances their memory, just like us. Drinking coffee too early in the morning isn't too effective. It's better to drink coffee mid-morning, when your body's natural cortisol levels have dropped, for a better boost. Coffee sent athletes to the Olympics. In 1932, Brazil's athletes sold coffee to fund their trip to the Olympics, proving that coffee can save the day. There you have it, 35 fun coffee facts that show just how rich and fascinating this caffeinated drink's history is. Coffee isn't just a drink, it's a world full of stories and surprises. If you enjoyed these facts, don't forget to hit that like button and share this video with your fellow coffee lovers. Stay caffeinated, and I'll see you in the next video.